Yeah, we're going to start up this. And I thought the last time we had a class, what I taught was a measured move using impulse and correction. Let me do a recap. Impulse and correction method. Now, if you follow the last class, you will notice that that impulse and correction move has already happened. Okay? And what did I say is that we will zoom in our chart, zoom out our chart to the barest minimum, then look for an impulse move and look for a correction move, then you can now measure it. So the last time we had this, it was, I think we used, let me use a normal broker that we use. I don't know what this guy, let me use FX. Let me delete this. Okay, good. So we measured from this. Hold on. Okay, let me do this way. We measured from this here to this, and we took our trend line, measured from this impulse move, then this correction move. Hold on, let me put it where it ought to be. And this correction move here. And we did what? Cloned our impulse move, because we said anytime you see an impulse or correction move, price is going to do what? Definitely, if you measure it, price is going to get to that place. And you can see when we did this thing, price already just crossed. The time we measured this, price just crossed. Let me finish it. And from here up to this place. And here, the pivot level or the pivot level, depending, our TP1 and our TP2. So the strategy says, first, you must have an impulse move and a correction move. Then that's what you are going to use to measure where your next impulse, your TP is going to be. But you don't just enter it because you saw an impulse and a correction move. You have to wait for the strategy to happen, which is you wait for price to break above what? Your pivot level. And when price breaks above your pivot level, it indicates that it's going to buy all the way to this place. And you can see that when this candle broke it, we took a buy at 2353. There was a time we took a buy at 2353. We went out at 2430 and we sold, though we didn't sell back to this area, but we got into another buy somewhere around here when price broke. We bought, we sold, and we bought, even though we had some losses when we wanted to sell. But our last entry was 2583. That was our TP. That was our TP. And some people bought, so why some people sold. I was among the people who sold. I got it hit my stop loss, but I eventually sold and I exited at 2583. That was my last TP. And now I'm looking at to sell, not based on this strategy, but based on the strategy that I'm going to teach now. I'm sure everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, can you say chat on the chat box so I will know that I'm not just talking to myself. So I'm not selling based on this strategy. I'm selling based on what I'm going to teach now. Okay, yes, good. Which is the measured move, but not the recent measured move. You have to go back to the end of the beginning of your charts, the beginning of your broker's charts. If you are using FXTM, if you are using TraderMax, anybody, Handtech, depends on the broker you're using, you have to go all the way back. Some broker is as back as 1995. Some is as back as 2001. Some far back as 1980 stuff. Whatever. This strategy that we did last, come back again. Can you all still see my screen? Please, if you can see my screen, can you type 2 on the chat box? I'm having some technical issues here. Type 2 on the chat box. And if you can hear me. All right, good. So this strategy is by the time price cross the pivot level, you take a buy and you exit at the end of the measurement, which is about 2,565. So let's assume you got in on a buy at 2,555. You are leaving at 2,355. Sorry, you are leaving at 2,565. That is about 2,000 pips, if I'm not mistaken. So if you did a 0.01, you're getting $200. If you did a 0.10, you're having $2,000. If you did a one standard load, that is about $20,000, if I'm not mistaken, just for one strategy. Just put your stop loss below this, maybe at 2.2. Is that the stop loss is very wide? It's always wide. That's why what thing I do, I break it down myself. I rephrase it and I remodel the strategy and break it down to TP1, because when price gets to the resistance, there's a tendency that it's going to still respect that resistance and come back to the support area. So those are the things that you need to look out for. But there are some position traders that just place it and leave it. When they take a buy here, they place it until it gets to the top. And you can see that price respected our entry because we got in sometime around here. If that would say we left it and you wind up give us profits, come down, some people will be emotional that, oh, I made profit, how come? But it never came down to 2274, which is the stop loss. Or let's say your stop loss is 2270. It never got down there. All it did, it went straight to your TP at 2,585, which is about 2,000 pips. That is a whole lot. So for position traders, that's what they do. They take, because if you look at the stop loss, is it should be about 130 pips as against that. So imagine it's more than 130 pips. Yeah, it is more than 130 pips. So, but that's for people with very large accounts. If you're a position trader, but we that are intraday trader, we now want to take so much risk, which is a very large. It is over 1,000 to get 3,000 to get 1,000 to get 2,000 and something pips. Though it's ratio 1 to 2.5 or so, but if you're having a small account, it's too much risk for you. But if you have a large account, you can just place it and leave it, ignore it, and price will get there. But as intraday traders, we want to go in the market, come back. At most, we leave our trade for a week, and that is it. But leaving it for, if you can see, these are all daily candles. So let's imagine you got in here, which is 1 day. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So calculate all this. All these candles are daily. So it's going to take you like months. Let me measure it. This is where we got in here, 15th of May. And you are exiting at they are exiting September 13 or September 13. So you should understand how many months: May, June, July, August, September, 5 months. How many people is patient enough to wait to hold a trade for 5 months? So that's what you should look at. And one thing about trading, I keep saying, trading depends on your personality. Some people who don't have patience, they're scalpers. Some people whose patience have a threshold, it gets to where it is and you can't hold it. They're intraday traders. But people who are very patient, they can keep things and let it go. They're position traders. So those people can leave their trade to run for months and years. So if you know how your personality is, it suits you and you trade that way. So I'm going to delete this and we'll go straight to the strategy that made me look for a sell on this particular trade. Now I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to zoom out my chart. Then I'll move it back as high to the end of, or the beginning of the chart. You keep moving it until it goes, okay, now this is the beginning of this chart. You see the beginning of this chart is somewhere at 1990. Let me put a horizontal line. Sorry for the background noise you're hearing on my laptop. It's actually the fan of my laptop. It just backed up, so I need to fix it. But I haven't had the time though. So you have to zoom it as far back as your broker can take. This broker says 1997. So we're going to start measuring from 1997 to the present day, 2024. It really takes a while for you to do it. But as soon as you do it, that's just what you're going to leave your trade and just work with all the pivot level. You just work with them. You don't need to adjust anything, okay? You work with it just like that. And what are you looking for? You look at the trend. The trend is an uptrend. From, even if it came down all the way here, what happened again? This was where it started going all the way up. And it came back down to retest the low. And ever since then, price has been going all the way up. It has not come down. So these are the things you're going to look out for. If you're using any other pair, you have to, when you go to the beginning, you look at the trend. Is it a downward trend or is it an upward trend? If it's a downward trend, you check from the beginning, has it been a downward trend or is it an upward trend? That's what you're going to use to measure your impulse and your correction move. So these are the things you're going to look for. And remember, every broker are different. Out of all the broker that I've used, the broker that I prefer to use for this measured move, which is almost accurate, is Trademarks broker. When I drew it, I've drawn it on different brokers. The accuracy of Trademark is is good, better than every other broker. Because those times I called the trade at 2475 buy, and it went up to 2522 take profit, and I called at 2475, and I said we should exit at 2583. It was that broker Traders Marks that did all the stuff because it's almost accurate. Now, the mistake I made last week was that the Traders Mark broker says buy as soon as the daily candle close above the pivot of 2475. I'm supposed to buy and exit at 2583. That was where I got my take profit, 2583. And it did exactly the same thing. Let me put it on so you can see. It's just a new broker that I started testing. And I said, I started with a broker with $100 or 500. I can't remember. But I wanted to just test the broker and see how the broker works. I will show you. I think I just on it back. When it pops up, I'm going to show you how the measured move looks on it. So now let me delete this. Then we'll start measuring our move, okay? So how do you measure your impulse move? You can see an impulse move here. I need to move this so I could see. So this is an impulse move. You pick a rectangle and draw from here up to this place. I don't like this cross. Impulse move, and you draw it up to this place. Don't worry about it, just here. The beginning of the impulse move, and yeah, good. So this is what we've drawn, and you look for the correction. Let me expand. Oh, what happened? Okay, yeah. And the correction is this correction down here. You can see the correction from here up to this place. So what you do, you take your trend line and draw a trend line all the way to this place. Now, all what you're going to do is just copy and paste. You don't need to do anything. Copy and paste. You take your horizontal line. This is our base, which is our support. This is another support here. And this is our resistance. So all what you need to do here is just copy and paste. You don't need to do any other thing. So you duplicate this. Let me Let me reduce this stuff so it can take us as high as 2024, because we're presently, this is 1998. So we're going to duplicate this thing until we get to 2024. Okay. So now what you do, you click on your horizontal line, come here and clone it. And when you clone it, you place it on your what? The resistant pivot line. You can see what I'm doing. You place it on top of it. You come here and you clone this impulse correction move. You clone it as well. And you copy it and you place it here. Now, what I want you to do for me is you have to change the color. So when you place this here, just for you to know that, oh, this is where, sorry, let me change the color. Change it to white. This one, the one below the yellow, the correction move, you just change it to white. So you keep doing the same thing, duplicate. And when you do that, when we're done, you see how price reacted on all this pivot level. So you pick your horizontal line. This one has to be red. So what you do, you change it to red. But the one below the yellow line is blue, okay? The one below the yellow. So what you do again, you click on your rectangular box, clone it, place it on this red line, which is your resistant line. It must not be accurate, okay? And remember, every pivot level is like a zone. It's not compulsory that the price must surely turn at that place. It can go above it, but it will do what? Respect it. So you clone your impulse move, clone it, pick it up, and place it there as well. So you need to practice this on your broker, all your brokers. If you're using 3 brokers, you're using 4 brokers, 5, you just need to practice it. And you take your horizontal line, place it there. Remember to change the color to white. And you pick this, you place it here as well. Remember to change the color to red. Remember to change the color to red. So you don't just, you see how price react on everything. And you come back here, click on your horizontal box. You clone it. It's a bit of a job, but by the time you do it, you don't have to work on anything. You just buy and sell on each level. Buy and sell on each level. That's what you do. There's not too much work for you to do anymore. The impulse move, you clone it. You clone your impulse move and use your horizontal line, you place it. Remember to change the color to whatever color you want to do. Take your impulse, your horizontal line, remember to change the color as well. So you can just know, I'm sorry about that sound. I need to get another laptop ASAP. My laptop just packed up. I don't know what I did. I think it's a fan or so. Now you clone this. You clone it. You place it on the line. You clone your correction move. Everything you do here is just copy and paste. You copy and you paste, you copy and you paste. You just repeat the process over and over again. It takes a while, but when you finish doing, like I said, you don't need to do any other thing. Pick a horizontal line, you place it there. Sorry. Place the horizontal line. Don't forget to change your color. You know why I want you to change your color? So you can see if you can see how price. You see how price is reacting on every levels. It goes up, come back, react on every level. And I'll tell you how to enter, when it's good for you to enter and when for you to exit. This broker kind of have this broker is what? FX open or something. When we're done, and you take a horizontal line, you put it there. We've not gotten anywhere. We're just in $900. So imagine how long this is going to take you to do it. So that's why when I draw this thing, I save it on my, but in TradingView, you can't save it on TradingView. I don't know. You can't save it on TradingView, your strategy. So that's just the issue. But when you're doing on your normal stuff, you can save the strategy. You can save your stuff. So I'm going to clone this one as well. Oh, you know what? Let me just keep cloning. Clone, 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 clone. Okay. So I'll just pick one, place it here, take a horizontal line, place it at the resistance, change it so you can know which it is. Take your, clone this guy. Hold on, let me shift this so I can see where to place my, yeah, good. Don't worry, the way it's looking closer. By the time I reset the chart, you see everything will come out okay. So don't bother the way it's looking as if they're all clustered together, no. So you pick up another horizontal box, place it on the resistance level. If you have your laptop, you can even do it the way I'm doing it now, so you can practice as I'm doing it. If you're using your laptop to watch this, you can just do the same. So you place it here. Good. At the tip. Place this here. And we're almost getting to 1,000. And then we'll get to 2,000. Don't forget to change it. I love using the color so it can help me. It will help me know the impulse move and how price reacted to that place. That's just why I change the color. You can choose to leave it because what you're doing is buying and selling. So, but I just prefer to change my color. So the same. This. Don't forget to change the color if you want to change it. It's your horizontal line on the pivot level. You pick another rectangular box. If you can see how price is reacting, price is just reacting on those things. If you get to a time that price will consolidate for a while, and like I said, not all strategies, there's no 100% strategy, okay? The strategy can change, you can make a loss. That doesn't mean it's 100%. So for you not to feel if there's a stop loss, if your stop loss is hit, that means the strategy doesn't work. No. Any strategy that gives you consistent consistent profits, you are making more profit than your losses, then I think you should stick to it. That's me. But since I started using this, it's just that I am the one that make the same error myself because I don't wait. Because if I had left our buy that we called at 2475, and I said, oh, our TP is 2583. Because when I called, I remember somebody in the group said, how come you are calling TP that has not even existed? I told him because I know price is going to get there. I remember when I called the buy, the TP for our buy at 2522. Price hasn't even gotten there. Price was still at 223 or so. And I said price was going to get to 2522. But it did get there. Why? Because I used this measured move to determine that. And it worked. So, but sometimes, we want to, when you listen to other people, people post something, you listen to them, it change your mindset. One thing about trading is more of psychological than you trading. Because if your confidence level is very strong and all those stuff, even if the whole world is moving left and your strategy tells you, I want to move right, you stick to it. Even if you fail, you'll be proud of yourself. That after all, is what I did. But most times when you win more than you fail, I'm sure you will be convinced that, yes, at least my strategy is working. It's not something that I'm just, when it fails, I change my mind. No. Forex is not like that. There's no 100% win all the time. Anybody that tell you they make 100% win, that person is lying. So, I like my things to be accurate. So it's not on the tip. All right, perfect. So here, I just like to change a color. I think we're 1,200. We're almost there. So you can see how price reacted on this area. You can see it. Can you see the measured move? We don't know what happened. We just keep measuring a rectangular box. And when it got here, you see how price reacted exactly on this place, came back down here and all those stuff. So if you're just buying and selling, doing nothing, you just buy and sell, patiently buy and sell, follow the stop loss, risk management and the rest. Look at another measure, look at the box, the rectangular box. You see how price reacted on top here. You can see here. Are you seeing my cursor? Yes, I'm recording it, so I'll post it on my YouTube channel. Then you can watch it. You'll watch it there. So you can see how price reacted with a measured move. It came here, came out, retested here, all the way up, came back to retest this place. Because what we're doing is just measure, just support and resistance. That's all. Trading is support and resistance. And always remember that anything that happened in the past will repeat itself in the future. So that's what they do. All those areas, price comes to test it. Like I'm in Nigeria, it depends. Let me give you an example. There was a time when Naira was 1 Naira to $1. But you know that price can never get to that level again. Never. Even if no matter how good the economy will be, the price will never get to that level. So there are places that USD can never get to make gold. It's just like telling me it will come back as down as 800 or 900. It can never happen. That would never happen because price has gone beyond that level. The price of gold has gone so up, the value of gold has gone so up that it cannot depreciate as low back to 800. So that's just the same thing, that it might get to a level where it will be, but not to go as low as this. Like I keep telling someone, that I keep saying in the group, that the 2,300 series of gold is gone. Any pullback that you're seeing might end at 2,400. There's a possibility it might get to 2,300, but I doubt it. I doubt if gold is going to go back to 2,300 series. Because what you've seen gold do is going as high as $3,000. Gold is heading to $3,000. When? I don't know, but is it going to get there? It will. It will get there. Sorry, let me change this. I've just been doing, I haven't been changing the colors. Let me change this one. Red. See the power of support and resistance. You don't do anything, just all you need to do is just buy at the support, sell at the resistance. The only time you can sell is when you can buy or either sell at the support or resistance level is if price breaks above the resistance level, then you wait for it to come back and retest it, then that is now a new support, and you buy and you sell them. That's how it works. So let's keep doing this, keep buying, keep duplicating this. Duplicate, we're almost there. Let me just do more duplications so I don't have to be coming back and forth here. All right, so clone it, paste here. No, I've been dragging to do this class because this thing takes a whole lot of time. It takes a whole lot of time. You have to do this for a very long time. So each time, is it Kennedy? Yes. When Kennedy say, Ma, when are you going to teach us the strategy? I'll keep telling him, give him an excuse because I know how draining it can be. But we have to make money, right? We're forex billionaires. My existence is to teach people how to make money on their own. So nobody would tell you, come, let me trade for you. You can just trade on yourself. Just learn one strategy and that is it. Be patient, have good risk management, and you're good to go. So more duplications. More duplication. If you have any question, you can type it. But if you don't want to be distracted, you just watch what I'm doing. You can still just type your question on the chat box as soon as I'm done with this artwork. We'll answer your question. Change this to read. I need to put, let me put this up here. Okay. Okay. Trust me, my hand is spinning here. I wonder, this is really draining. My hand is seriously hurting. If you are still following, can you type 111 on the chat box? Let me know that I'm not just typing this, doing this drawing artwork on my own. Can you type 111 on the chat box? I want you guys to, while you're looking at this, see how price is reacting on each level. You can see that. All right, good. You can see how price is reacting here. See this place here and all those stuff. There's a reaction here. You know, we've not even drawn, all these things was empty before we started drawing all this. And you can see how price is reacting on its own. So that's you see the power of this strategy. It works very well, but requires patience. I'm happy that you guys are following. I can see the chat box is blinking. That's nice. So like I said, it's beyond you just doing this. I need you to practice it on your own before the market opens today. Okay, market will open in the next few minutes. So before it opens, you just start doing it on your own and see how, and you take the trade on your own. But the thing that I have to tell you what to do, when to buy and when to sell. I remember this is drawn on a daily candle. On a daily candle. That's where you can draw this. If you want to use your weekly, you want to use monthly, fine, but I'm using daily. of the size of my accounts. I'm not a position trader, so uh, we're almost getting to present day. Present day on the I didn't change this. Okay. Let me clone this box so it can have enough. We're almost there. Yeah. Take a horizontal line. You know, the essence of this horizontal line is for you to know where to exit and when to enter the market. That's the essence of all this horizontal line and in and out of what I'm sending. Okay. It's not just, it's beyond just drawing it and placing it. Clone. Okay. Almost there. Beautiful. Good. Home. Take a horizontal line, draw it. Can you look left and see what price is doing here? Please, how did you generate the first rectangle? I mean, the parameters that are informed. Daniel, I'm going to come to that, okay? So you see how price reacted to this? We went back to as far as the beginning of this trade, but I'm of this broker. But I'm going to come back to you. I'll answer your question, Daniel. So you can see how price reacted here. The week outs on that candle came back and all that stuff. That's how it works. So let's keep cloning. Daniel, I did not ignore you. I'll get back to you. Okay, I just need to we're almost done with this stuff. Well, as soon as we're done, I'll answer all the questions. Just type your questions in the chat box. I will visit everything one after the other. All right. Let me just show you how you can exit and enter the market with this strategy. Even if you're not seeing what's happening in price, just ignore it, okay? Don't bother about whether you're seeing the chart. All you need to do is just draw. You can place your box anywhere. I just like my beauty. I just like the beauty of it going diagonal all the way up. But instead of you going far away from it, you can place it anywhere. What matters is you are drawing, you're getting your stuff. So let's just place it here so it can be far from price. So it doesn't matter how you do it. I just like the beauty of it going all the way up. It's just me. Personally, that's me. Where you place the box doesn't matter. It must not go as the way mine is going that way. Don't mind me. It's just me doing my normal design. You can place the box anywhere. What matters is you're placing it rightly. Okay. So we're almost done. Sorry. Come on, girl, what's the problem? Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? All right. Pick it up there and place it there. Just change it. Clone that guy. Place in here. I think I can't stretch this thing any longer. That's why it's giving me that. Okay. All right. Change it to red. Pick a horizontal line at the bottom of your input correction move. Change it to white. And you do the same. Clone. Like I said, you can place your box anywhere. You just have to be above the previous one. That's the most important thing. You can see what price did. Now this broker is telling us that price went closed above it. But the broker I've been using, oh sorry. Let's go. This. Now let me put the last one. I'll just do two more just in case price is going up so we can know what we're doing. I'll just add two more. One more, sorry. This. Clone. You can see where price stopped exactly at the tip of this correction move. Oh, sorry. You know, it's not necessarily has to be on the, it has to be on the pivot level itself. You know, those things are called zone as well. They are called zone. So there's if let's say the pivot level here is 2589 and price got to that area, it's either it's going up or it's coming down. It not necessarily has to be exact. But me, I like putting that the exact and I use 100 pips. You know, my stop loss is always 100 pips. That's my maximum stop loss. I can't go up, I can't go above that. Let me clone the last one, then I'll show you what we'll do. So the last one here, we clone the correction move. That's our cloning machine. Where did you go to? Oh, where you are. Down here. So this, let's put this guy here. And this guy, so we'll just stop here, okay? Now, this is saying us that price is still going to go above 270, but we've not determined that yet. So let me change this guy to red. Okay, beautiful. Now we're done with drawing our, now with this, like I said earlier that we've done this, hey, do we measure the distance between the box? Also the size of the box. No, I'm going to come to that. That's not what we did. So now let me do this. Okay, beautiful. Now see the strategy on how to go with this. First thing first, you have to wait for a daily candle to close. When the daily candle closes, that will determine what you're going to do, either buying or selling. Now let's start from here. Let's go as far back as now before I do that, let me take you back to those who ask the questions. Let me squeeze it back. Let me zoom out back. And I just don't want us to mistakenly shift any of these things because it took us ages to do it. Okay, good. Beautiful. Now, Daniel said, please, how did you generate the first rectangle? I mean, the parameters that inform the first rectangle. Thank you, Daniel. So what we did is that you go back as far as the beginning of your broker's charts. If you're using any broker, this is FX Open, okay? So Forex Open, whatever broker you're using, you have to zoom out your chart until you go to the beginning of the chart. Now, this chart, this broker started from 1997, okay? And when you do that first, you need to check the impulse move and the correction move. And you need to check the trend. What has been happening? If you can see, this was a downward trend, but eventually gold pick up from here to here, came back to retest this level, and I started going up all through that time. It didn't come down. So we're looking at drawing our rectangle and measuring it towards our upward trend because price is going up, not down. So if you're using this for any other pair, GBP USD, Euro USD, you go as far as the beginning of the chart, then check the trend. Is it coming down or is it going up? All you need to do is use your measurement to draw a rectangle. Now you pick a rectangular box. You know, what we drew was from here, from this down place here, from here, you can see my cursor, Daniel, right? If you can see my cursor, can you type on the chat box? I can understand. I know you're following me. So you pick up your rectangular box and you draw from here up to this place. This is the impulse move that we're using. Daniel, are you still on the call? I want to know that you're okay, good. So you take a rectangular box, you pick it from here up to this place. That is our first measured move. Then you take your trend line and draw this impulse move. You can see, let me expand it a bit. I don't want to go far. So you can see the measurement for the impulse move. We took our rectangle, trend line, and I drew impulse move from here to this place. This was the impulse move. And that was what we did, the first impulse move. We just did it that way and measured it. So what we'll do, this is the box that we've been cloning all through to the present day, 2024, September. So what we do is just measure this from here to here, measure this from here to here, take a horizontal line, draw the support, put the horizontal line on the support level, put the horizontal line on the resistance level. Then the correction move, you take another horizontal line and place it there. That's the color we change to white. So you can know when price reacted up and down. Then what you do is you clone this box, place it on top of the resistance, clone this impulse move, this correction move, sorry, place it at the new one, exactly like that. You know, you can see it's not even almost accurate, but let's just do it that way. You clone it that way, place it there, and you keep putting your horizontal line in between it. Below it. That's how you keep duplicating it. You duplicate this one, place it on top of it, just like that. You keep doing like that. It might not be 100% accurate, but you can see this is not, but you just have to be more precise and see how to do it nicely, okay? So you just have to, you see what I'm doing, duplicate it. Might not be 100% accurate, but make sure it's the same rectangular line that you are doing. You're not drawing a new one. It's that same box that you clone and you place on top of each other. You clone, you place on top of each other, you clone, you place on top of each other. That's what you just keep doing all through until you get to the present time that we are now, which is 2021. Have I answered your question, Daniel? Oh, I have to do all this. I have to do all this. If I've answered your question, Daniel, you can put it on the chat box, okay? While I keep adjusting this. Daniel, I've not seen your reply. Do you understand, or should I explain it again? You can see I'm just working with what I've measured. I'm just trying to adjust it because I see there was a serious gap on it. Okay, how do we measure the distance between the box? Shay Jacob, have you seen how I measured it? As your question be answered, it's almost the same thing Daniel asked. If your question will be answered, can you put on the chat box? Oh, I just have to measure this, all this. Shay Jacob, I see you just got in. Did I answer your question, Shay Jacobs? Daniel, yes, please. I was expecting the trend line and downward correction move to get where the correction ended. I don't understand that. Can you rephrase that, please? Okay, no, you mean the beginning of that? That was not the first. That was not the first impulse move, because after that, sorry, correction move, because after that move, there was an upward correction before the downward trend that you saw. I'm sure you understood what I'm saying. I don't want to go back because this is going to take me all the way back. I understand what you're saying, Daniel. That long one is not the main correction, the first correction, sorry. Sorry, excuse me. Let me get water. Let me do this. So we have this sorted out. This will be a bit faster because we already have. Danny, as your question be answered, because I saw what you're saying, but that's not the first correction move. Like I said, each broker are different. I'm going to show you the broker that I'm using. It wasn't like that at all. Because I tested all broker and I was like, let me see which one is more accurate. And that was the broker, Trademarks. The most accurate one that I prefer using to call trades. Yes, answer. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, God bless you too. Shay, as your question, because you asked almost the same question Daniel asked. So if that's your question, I believe I've answered it. Can you confirm on the chat box if that has been answered as well? Okay. I'm sure there was a place this stuff moved while I was taking it back because the gap was much. you know, while you're taking this thing back, if you highlight any line, you could just move it unintentional. You won't know that you already moved the line. And if you move each line, you've messed it up. You have to go all over to start doing it. So you need to be careful when trying to move it back to the beginning. Okay. Sorry. Any other question, please? While I'm doing this adjustment that I this take a whole lot of time to do. But you need to be very precise and patient. When I did the wonder went as far as 1870. So imagine drawing this from 1870 to 2024. It's a whole taxing. It's taxing a lot, but okay. Oh. Okay. We're almost there. Patience. Are we going to be able to have access to the recording? Yes, please. I'm going to post it on my YouTube channel, so you will have access to it. I'll post on my YouTube channel. So what I always advise is you don't just watch it, practice it on your stuff. So it'll be easy for you to use your broker, whatever broker you're using. Go as far as the beginning of the broker, draw the measured move, draw the correction, and copy and paste or clone it and paste. That's all you need to do. Clone it, and paste. Okay. Let me just move this guy here. Okay, because I'm trying to. And after you successfully done this, you don't need to analyze much. This is just what you're going to be doing. This pivot level, these levels are what are you going to use to buy and sell all through the year. Just buy and sell. Just follow the exit and the entry level. And when you place it, you don't need to come and check on it and all those stuff. But first, you need to practice this on your demo account, okay? I always advise practice on your demo account first before you go live. Even though I'm the one that gave the strategy, even though that's what I've been using to call trades, but for you to build your own personal confidence, you practice on your demo account and see your success rates, okay? Doesn't matter how long it takes you to do it, but just see your success rates. And if this one is better than the other one I taught, then you just go with it. Pick the one that is more preferable for you. One thing about trading is just one strategy, and that is it. You don't need all the strategies Mr. A comes, tell you this, you do it. Mr. B comes, tell you this. You just get confused. So we're almost done. I think this is where the error was. I'm going to delete this box because of this. This guy comes here. And comes here. Yeah, I think that's where the error came. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm almost done. All right, so this is where we are currently. Price is at T57. And the last one is this. And finally this. Okay, beautiful. Oh, thank God I lost. All right, now good. So we're done. So this is why I say when you're moving, it just has to be careful so you don't push it. Okay, now so how do we go in on this strategy? Now before I show you here, let me show you on the trademark that I was talking about. So this is the broker I said I tried it on and it worked. Was it trademarks? Yeah. Daily candle. Let me squeeze it. All right, you can see how it worked better on this strategy. 1, 2. Now see here, the strategy is simple. What it says, you wait for a daily candle to close above any of the line, the pivot line. You see that it closes above or it closes below. So if it closes above like this, let's start from here. This price closed above it here, which is my pivot level is 2021. So I'm starting from here, but let's just know that before we go up to the next place and why I took a sell. So price closed above this here. As soon as it closed above it, you take a buy to the next pivot level. So you can see that when this candle closed above this, your buy, my stop loss personally is always 100 pips. Personally, that's my stop loss. So if it hits the stop loss, I'll wait for another candle to close. That's what I do. But you can see if you got in here at this price went up straight to the next pivot. And the next pivot is 2102.29. The candle closes above it. You take, sometimes I wait for a retest to come back and retest. But you can see this one closed there. It just came back a bit down and went straight up to the next one. So now this is the next one that hits the TP here, which is 2207. When I started this strategy, price was not here. I think I took this strategy when price was around somewhere here, when the strategy came as an inspiration. Price was somewhere around here. What we used in entering this one was the measured move. Remember the measured move that we taught, picking from here to here. Let me draw it again. For those who don't, picking from here to here, then draw the impulse move. And we duplicated this one. So we said price is going to get to there. And which price did? This was the TP. It already hit. But the strategy of this one, you have to wait for, let me just recap it for those who just came in. you have to wait for price to close above the middle intersection, which is the pivot level in the middle here. And when price did, we entered a buy to the TP1, which is here, and the TP2 was here. But we're buying and selling within this period, okay? Let me delete this. That was what we used to enter the trade for this one. But this other one is more of a long-time trade, because imagine here, price closed above here. You enter the buy to this, price closed above here, you enter the buy to here, and price close a sell. Remember how we take our profits, 100 pips each, with 3 entries. First entry 100 pips, second entry 200 pips, and the third entry is the next pivot level. So here we must have done 100, and this is your pivot level. So now here for a sell, you can see price close here. We want to enter a sell, take 100 pips, and our next TP will be 2101, expecting price to come down to that level. But by the time price hits our first TP, it goes back, you secure your profit, it goes back to hit our stop profits. For those who always sell it, each time you get a 30 or 50 pips, secure your trade, okay? So this one, we just hit only one TP or maybe two before it goes back to hit. Now, by the time it goes back to hit, and this candle here closes above my pivot level, which is 2207, what you should expect to do is buy to the next level, which is 2288. It keeps happening that way. This candle here closed above it, 2288. You enter a buy up to this next level. This week here might hit your stop loss if you don't secure it. But if it hits your stop loss, you enter it again, it got to the next level. But what happened, the entry and exit of this strategy is wait for the daily candle to close above each pivot level. If you close in a buy, you take a buy to the next one. If you close in a sell, you take a sell to the next one. But always, even if you are doing 3 entries or 2 entry, make sure one is 100 pips or 200 pips, and the other one should be on the last pivot level, so you can at least secure something before the market turns. So this was the level where markets kept giving us a buy, and sell until it broke out. Now, why am I selling gold? Because I called the sell at 2583. You saw where I called the sell. If you are following me on my Telegram, you remember when I called a buy at 2475.7? This was why I called a buy. This guy broke above it, came back to retest, and I called a buy. And our last TP, if you check our trail, our last TP was 2583, because this was the next pivot level, and price closed above it. Sorry, did a wick there and closed. So imagine why I call it sell now is because our daily candle as of yesterday closed below 2583. So I'm expecting a sell back down to here. If you can see my last TP, it's at 24.75. So the first TP 100, second one 200, and the last one is here. If price decides to hit only the first and the second TP and close above this, I'm going to buy it to the next pivot level, which is 2672. I haven't placed more on it because if price gets to this, I will just duplicate a box from here. I'll just duplicate this box and place it above. Now see what I'm even, let me see how this can do, because this is not even on. Okay. I'll have to duplicate this. Let me see. This guy. Oh. Let's see if I can. No, I'm not dragging that to modify. I'm dragging. I want to drag the box. Okay, I can do that later. So I wanted to drag the box down to this place. But let me see. Okay, good. Let me delete this one. Just give me a sec. I want to do something. Let me delete that one. Move it up to this place. So I just needed to adjust that. So you can see that price closed above that. Sorry, closed below the level. So I'm expecting it to drop down and maybe hit my TP1 or 2 or come back down, as because price will definitely may come back and test 2475, even as low as 2400 before going back up. But it's gold going to $3,000. I believe gold is coming all the way to 3,000. That I know. But before that move, maybe it might decide to come down. I don't always say this is what's going to happen because I don't own the market. Anything can happen that affect the market, and the market will just play on its own. So that's what you need to check. So this is why I call the sell at 25.83, because gold closed what? Below that level, that pivot level. You can see where it closed. It closed below it at 25.79. So I'm expecting what? Price to maybe retest it and come down, or as the market opens, it just come down to retest this level down here, or any daily candle that closes above 25.83, I'm buying it to 26.63. So I don't just stick to, oh, let me see what the market is supposed to drop. No, I don't do that. I just follow the strategy. If the strategy says buy, I buy. If it says sell, I sell. So that is it. So Mama, are we expecting a retest in the current move, or it will continue going up? I don't know what it's going to expect, but from what happened last week, because price closed below my pivot level of 2583, I'm expecting it to come down back to 2475. It may come down to 2475. It may not come down to 2475. So what happened is anytime price closes below or above each level, that's what determines my move. Just like here, look left, price closed below 2475. There was a time I called a sell at 2475, was because of this. Price closed below this. I called at the retest and it came back and tested 2400. Came back as well and tested 2354. So it may happen here, it may not happen. It depends. I'm just following what the strategy says. Just like when it came here, closed below this, we sold again back here. Close above this, we bought here. Close above this, we bought to the next level. So if price decides to go up, it may hit my stop loss. I don't know. But my strategy and what I'm following, this guy closed below 2583. That is why I'm taking the sell and I'm expecting it to drop. If it doesn't drop, fine. If it drops, fine. If it closes above this 2583, I'll buy to 2663. But I'm not going to just, I'll have to break it down 100 pips, 200 pips, then 2363. But if, as the way it is, I'm expecting price to do what? Drop, to come down. Have I answered your question? Okay, Zia. I think we've taken, I wanted to do this class for 45 minutes, but we've taken, what's it called? 1 hour. So this is that's the broker I told you about, that out of all the brokers, I prefer that broker more than it. So that is it. This is the broker trademarks, tells me this, and I do that. Other broker that I use are not giving me what I want. I'm based on accuracy, but that trader max actually is giving me more accuracy than this. If you want to follow this guy now, FX open says open, it's closed above the pivot level. So the next buy is heading to what? 2613. So if you're using FX open, you're not going to follow my trade call. What you need to do is buy. You buy all the way back to this place. Just like as this guy, you can see what happened. You see all the reaction that was happening in gold all the time at 2523. It was coming down, but this guy closed above, and what happened? He started buying all the way up. So every broker is different. Let me show you the other one I was using, Owanda. You can see Owanda. Owanda as well closed above 2560. So Owanda is expecting to hit 2599 before coming down. But why I close this green horizontal line I placed here is the one for trademarks, okay? 2583. So I wanted to see if price was going to close there because I do more of my strategy here. I draw it here and go back. So price closed below it. I was like, okay, then I'm selling. You can see how price is reacting. Different brokers and different way they do it. So if you are using a broker, you don't need to follow my own broker. If your broker is different, just go and draw your measured move with your broker and follow what your broker says. It could be different. You can see this guy exactly at 2482. It closed and came all the way down. You can see how some points is precise, some is not precise. So it depends on your broker that you use. You see Owanda, this Owanda, let me show you how far Owanda went. I don't want to keep pushing this, so I don't make a mistake and draw any of this line. It went, I started drawing this as far back as 18. As far back as 18. Yeah, 18 something. It went that far, 1978 or thereabouts. So that's how far it's, you can see all these lines, they're all candlesticks. So it depends on your broker that you're using. You draw it up with your broker and that was it. Any other question? If there's no question, I think we should call it a night. The market is going to open shortly and we'll see how it reacts. If we're going to buy or if we're going to sell, it depends on the market. You can see it on the monthly charts. Everything is just there. But mostly I use the daily. It helps me to know what I'm doing rightly. So two things gonna happen is either market obey us and come down or hit our stop loss and go up. But from 83 that we got in at 82 and 83. So one is at 20 pips profit and the other one is at 50 pips profits. So the one at 50 pips profit, you should have secured it before the market closed on Friday. So I wish you guys good luck and trading. And if you practice it and you draw your own, post it on the Telegram channel. So let's see it and ask your questions on the Telegram channel. And I'm there to answer your question. So any other question?